What's up, guys? So today I'm going to be talking about how getting jacked and making the right lifestyle changes can completely shift your life. Now, when I was 17, 16, 17, I ate like shit. I ate whatever the hell I wanted. And as any teenager would and should. But as I got older, I realized, I was like, man, what am I doing? Like, what's the point of this? And I started reading more books and understanding the effects of these foods, right? Because a lot of people are actually uneducated on what they do. You know, when you drink a milkshake full of sugars and fats, it literally does countless things that are awful for you, horrible things. And over time, it just builds up and builds up and builds up, and it's just horrible. And I began to ask myself, I was like, man, is this really what I want for myself? Is this really what I want to do? And luckily, I mean, I was super fit. I was super active. I did competitive cheerleading, which if you don't know what that is, get your facts straight. Anyway, I didn't really know what I was doing. I mean, so I had to research. I had to research all this stuff. And after doing that, I was like, something needs to change. Something needs to change. So my mindset, right? It's all in your mind. When you eat shitty food, your body says, hey, I like that. That tastes good. I want more. So how do we get from being impulsive, damn, I just spilled that all over the floor, being impulsive to being in control, right? Especially with food that's addicting, right? So how we get there, how I got there, what worked for me was I continued to ask myself, I was like, man, how long does this taste last? How long does that feeling last? Not very long. It only lasted for maybe fucking 6 seconds. Or right after I finished it, it'd be gone. But then again, when I ate these good foods, you'd all of a sudden have over time this euphoric feeling. You'd have, oh my God, energy. Where the hell did this come from? Right? Because it's actually the foods that we're eating that are really affecting our energy levels. You don't need more caffeine. You need better sleep. You don't need more caffeine, you need better food. A lot of people don't realize this, or some people do, and they just choose to ignore it. But realistically, you don't need any of that junk. You just need better food. A lot of diseases are actually completely reversed by nutrition. There have been a lot of studies, a lot of like crazy cases. You know, you look for them, you'll find them. There have been a lot of crazy cases that people just stopped eating fucking certain foods, and it completely changed their life. It was life-changing. Now, getting into exercise, how do we get into that, right? Now, I've been active my entire life, so a lot of people will be like, oh, you've been active your entire life. You don't know what that's like. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I'm going to be honest with you. There have been moments in my life where I haven't been active. But for the most part, yes. I have been active for my entire life. And I don't really know what it's like to not be active. But I've worked with a lot of people that aren't active, and I've studied their mindsets and their mentality on what makes them not active, right? So, what makes them not active? Now, this is from experience. too, because there have been times where I haven't been as active, and there have been times where I've been way more active, right? And I think we all have. And the number one question a lot of people ask, man, or they say, which is what makes me laugh, man, my metabolism slows down, I'm just gaining all this extra weight, like I don't know what to do. And I look at them and I say, is it your metabolism that's slowing down, or is it your life that's slowing down? Because let's be real, when we hit a certain age, well, you got work, you got bills to pay, all of a sudden life becomes real. And all of a sudden, you find you don't really have as much time as you used to when you were a little kid. You're not running around on the playground anymore. You're not, maybe having time to go to the gym. Most of the time, you're not running around anymore like you were like a little kid. Or you're not going and playing tag with your friends. None of that shit's happening. So when do you wake up? When do you tell yourself that enough's enough? That I'm out of shape? That I haven't been working out? When do you get to that point? And that's a total in here. It's not, let me hire somebody to do it for me. No. You can hire somebody to help you, but you can't hire somebody to do it for you. That's where the power is, because you have the power. Only you're going to make it change. Only you're going to make that difference in your life. And at the end of the day, the whole point of this talk, at the end of the day, you're the only one that can change your eating habits. You're the only one that can change your sleeping habits. You're the only one that can change your eating habits. You're the only one that can change any of that. You have the power. You have the keys to the fucking kingdom, man. And you get to choose whether you fuck it up or not, because you only got one life. And whether or not you want to hear this, I don't care, because I'm putting it out here. What? Your mind is everything. Ugh. It's everything. If you're going to get power of your mind, you'll never have power over yourself. Just be completely real. This is a turkey burger, by the way. Lean. Clean. High protein. Because let's be honest, there are 100 other YouTube channels that you can go on. And you can fucking learn from them. You can learn from them. Literally. You can type in anything nowadays and learn about it. They have all the facts written out, all the freaking studies, the Harvard University studies, the fucking NCIB or whatever the fuck it's called studies. Sources cited, they've read it all, they know it. But you just gotta do the work. You just gotta want it. You gotta want the change. And if you don't want the change, well, that's on you. And if you're unhappy because of where you are and you're constantly telling yourself, I'm just not happy, well, shut the fuck up. That's you. That's on you. Nobody else. I mean, shoot. I know this might be a touchy topic, but I know that some people with depression and anxiety and, mainly depression and anxiety, say they can't fix it. And to a degree, yes, that's true. You can't fix that. That's a chemical imbalance. However, you can mitigate it. You're depressed, you're anxious, go to the gym. That's going to release so much dopamine and so many endorphins. You're going to feel great. Maybe not 100%, but you're going to feel way better. You're not going to want to kill yourself, right? And you're not going to have as many depressive episodes. You're not going to be feeling as low. You're not going to be feeling, as anxious because your body's relaxed. I was at that point. I was at that point 5-6 years ago. I was at that point 2-3 years ago. You know what got me out of it? Clean eating and consistent exercise and a good schedule, like a sleep schedule. Honestly, actually, I would say sleep schedule. Clean eating, consistent exercise, and a solid sleep routine. Because if you have a consistent sleep routine, the rest of everything else will fall into place. So if you're continuously telling yourself what's wrong, everybody's like, oh, what's wrong? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Yeah, ask those questions. What the fuck's wrong with you? Ask them. Ask those fucking questions. And be honest with yourself. And most of the time, it's either going to be your eating, it's either going to be your exercise, or lack of exercise. Well, lack of exercise. Or it's going to be your sleep routine. So again, I'll say it one more time. It's either going to be your eating, it's either going to be your exercise, or it's either going to be your sleep. Those all go hand in hand with your mindset, with your mentality. So if you don't get those right, I don't know what to tell you. It will all fall into place with those three. It will all fall into place. You will feel on top of the world. You will feel successful. I can't freaking speak today, and that's okay. So ask yourself, is it my sleep? Is it my nutrition? Or is it my exercise? Which one is it? Which one do you need to fix? And start working towards it. If you need to fix all three, well, focus on, I don't know. That's a good question. See, that's a good question that I'm asking myself now. Honestly, if it's all three, I'd say focus on the nutrition first. Then focus on the sleep. Then focus on the exercise. If you don't have if you don't have either, like none of them down, focus on the nutrition, then focus on the sleep, then focus on the exercise. That's how you're going to get to that successful, life-changing experience. That's how you're going to feel great. Now, obviously, sacrifice is another thing. If you want to sacrifice a little bit, go eat ice cream, go do this, go do that. We're human, whatever. Who gives a fuck? Go have fun. But don't overdo it, right? Don't go crazy. And make sure that moderation is very important. So don't just go crazy, go off the deep end. Don't drink 20 beers and then not sleep that night. Yeah, that's going to fuck you up. That'd fuck any normal person up. Be smart. Make boundaries for yourself. Boundaries are important. Anyway, that's my rant for the day. If you like this, subscribe, comment what you want to hear more about. And that is how to change your life. Or that's anyway how it changed my life. That whole story. That's what I've learned. So, as always, everybody, never stop improving. I love you all. Always keep up that hard work. Peace.